Hey everybody, Mr. Lawrence here. Alright, so this video is just a quick introduction into our lesson book. Okay, so I'm just going to cover the first few pages of the lesson book, but just to emphasize how important it is to do or to establish some of the concepts that the book is talking about. Okay, so the book that I'm talking about is The Piano Adventures by Nancy and Randall Faber. This is the piano series that we use, and the only book that you have to worry about getting right now, if you are a beginner to piano, is the lesson book at the primer level. Okay, so this is primer level lesson book, Piano Adventures by Nancy and Randall Faber. Okay, so this is the beginning of the intro of the book, and so this is raw video. I'm not going to edit this thing. I'm not going to make it perfect. All right, so you just have to excuse me as I flow and go. All right, so as we open up the book and flip a couple pages, we're going to come to this right here. And this is really important. If you have not been in piano lessons before, this is really important to kind of get in your head that it's so important to sit up tall at the piano. Okay, sit up straight. That's what this page is about. I'm going to put this page on my piano right here in front of me, here in my classroom. Okay, so you sit up tall. You don't slouch like this, but you sit up tall. Okay, and you want to leave some space in between your body and the piano, the body of the piano. Okay, I've had piano students in the past. They always want to sit right up on it, and then they go like this. Well, then you kind of look like a Tyrannosaurus Rex or something, you know, with the dinosaur with the short arms. You know, I always talk about that in my classrooms. So, but the important thing is to leave some space between you and your piano, okay, or keyboard. All right, so sit tall, give some space between you and the keyboard, and that's a terrific start just right there, okay? And that's basically what page 4 is about. Now, over on page 5, you'll see a hand and another hand. This one is obviously spread out. This one is obviously a little curved. The fingers are curved, or the hand is rounded. Okay, so I really emphasize that in my classes because that provides for us a good foundation to strengthen the muscles in your fingers. Now, this isn't something you're going to build the muscles and we're going to see like these massive muscles grow up out of your fingers or anything like that, but we want to build the strength in each individual finger. Okay, so the best way to do that is not to play flat-fingered like this. The best way to build the strength in your fingers is to curve your fingers, almost as if you're holding a ball. Okay, I've seen a lot of examples like that. If you were to imagine you put a ball right in there, or a bubble, okay, because you kind of want to be gentle playing with a bubble, right, so that you don't burst the bubble. So your fingers need to be relaxed, yet at the same time, they need to be curved. Okay, so that when you play the piano, you're actually playing on the tips of your fingers, not at the fingernail, not like that. You don't want to curve your fingers like this, okay? But just so that you're touching the keys right on what I call the pad of the finger or the tip of the finger, okay? And then your thumb is going to touch the piano like right there, okay? So see, I'm going to place my fingers down. I don't know how well you're able to see that, but see how curved my hand is, okay? Same here. If I move it up, maybe you can see that a little bit better. Now, I have seen some pianists, I'll be honest, I have seen very good pianists play with like straight fingers, or at least it looks that way. Looks like they're playing with straight fingers, but that's not the best way to build the strength in your fingers. The best way to do that is to keep your fingers curved and your hands rounded, okay? So as we approach this page 5 in the book, that's basically the emphasis of that page, is to do that with your fingers, keep them curved, keep your hand rounded, okay? Now in piano, we number each finger, okay? Some of you have been in my classes where we've done this little song. It's taken from the Little Mozart series, and it says, Thumpkin is finger number 1, number 1, number 1. And we go through each finger, so this is thumbkin, this is pointer, tall man, ring man, and pinky. So anyway, I say that for those of you who would know what I'm talking about, okay? But if you don't know what I'm talking about, that's okay. So these are the finger numbers. Notice that we start with the thumb is 1, even on both hands. Okay, so whether it's right hand or left hand, thumb is 1, and then the following fingers, we go all the way to 5. Okay, this is very important. Like for instance, if you take piano and you also take guitar, the finger numbers are different in guitar than they are in piano. So you really got to have an understanding and remember that this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, okay? And the reason why this is so important, not just to know it, but as we get on into the beginnings of piano, a lot of the music is built on finger numbers and not necessarily on note reading, okay? So that's why you gotta know what finger is what, and you also need to know your left hand from your right hand, okay? Because sometimes you're gonna play with your right hand, sometimes you're gonna play with your left hand, all right? So it's very important to get to know all this stuff. Seems maybe very basic, but you'd be amazed at how many people, how many students forget which hand is which or what finger is what. And so we really got to get this established in your mind, okay? And also this page, whether you have the book or not, you can do this page. Because this page is just simply intended to give you space to trace your hand and practice numbering 1 to 5 from your thumb to your pinky, okay? You can do that on a blank sheet of paper at home. Any piece of paper you want to do it on, you're welcome to do that on. Matter of fact, I've had some kids trace their hands and then they make pictures out of their hands or something like that. As long as you understand the numbering of the fingers on each hand, okay? So that's what's most important on this particular page. And then when we get to this page, this is going to be the last thing I say, and then I'm going to stop this video, okay? This page is intended to give you a little finger exercise. So notice all you see are the finger numbers, okay? And then it tells you either LH or RH. LH is left hand. RH is right hand. Kind of obvious, I suppose, but you just never know. So there you go. LH, left hand. RH, right hand. Okay? Pretty easy to understand. So what you do, you can practice this on a table, on a chair, on the floor, but it's really intended to be on the piano if you have a piano or keyboard at home. Okay? So notice this. I'm just going to use this as an example right here. The left hand is 1, 2, 3, 4. So if I use my left hand, we're talking about the thumb, the pointer finger, tall man, and ring man. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the same thing over here with the right hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that's like this. If you put your hands on the piano, I'm going to choose what's called middle C. If you don't understand middle C, you will later on in another video lesson. But I'm going to choose middle C. And in the left hand it said 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to do that at least, I could do that 5 times. Okay? For the sake of the video, I'm going to stop right here. I just played that 3 times. 1, so you can see it like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the little finger doesn't play on this particular exercise. Same thing with the right hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now here again, I recommend that you do that about 5 times, although I'm stopping at the 3rd time. And I'm just simply going 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? I'm leaving out the 5 only because it's not written here. Not until we get to the bottom of the page where we have 1, 5, 1, 5, and so on. Okay? So I'm just using the fingers that it's telling me to use. The 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now when you place your hands on the keyboard, if you use a keyboard or piano, what you play might end up sounding a little bit different than what I just played. That's okay. The important thing right now is for you to get your fingers actively playing on the piano. Okay, so if you can do that, that's a terrific start, all right? So I'm going to end this video right now. This is probably one of the longest videos that I'll make. So if you can bear through this, you can just pretty much bear through anything. So that's the beginning of the Piano Adventures series, the primer level lesson book, and that went through page 7. So do what you can, have fun, at least try, give a really good effort to it, and we'll see you in the next class period, okay? Bye-bye.